Hi guys, this week we've got a classic review on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Released in 1975 and directed by Milos Freeman, who later went on to direct Amadeus, and also produced by Michael Douglas, this film is based on the book by Ken Kessley. It stars Jack Nicholson as Randall McMurphy, a petty crook who enters a state mental institution, and soon becomes a major disruption in the day-to-day routine of the patients and the nursing staff. His main protagonist in this film is and has to be the stone-faced Nurse Ratched, who only seems to be interested in controlling the patients from the use of shaming and grandstanding. This film has a very good cast, which everyone will recognise a lot of the people in this film. Of course, you've got Jack Nicholson in the lead, but then in the supporting roles you've got actors like Danny DeVito, Brad Dourif, Christopher Lloyd, and a lot of other character actors whose faces show up in multiple movies from years to come. Of course, the major themes in this movie surround the mental health system and the way treatment is handled, the way the patients are treated, and the use of freedom, which is a bit of a weird concept in this movie, especially at some stage when you find out that the majority of the patients are actually volunteering there and they can actually leave pretty much any time they want. Jack Nicholson's character is probably one of the only ones that actually has to be there. This film really is an examination of how a system can wrongly medicate to control by shifting a person's perception of themselves or the world into a dreamscape which is closer to madness than they ever were before they entered the institution. It is a fantastic movie if you haven't seen it. I've never personally read the book, but just going on the film, I really enjoy it. It has strong characters in terms of their performances, and you really get a sense of characters' quirks and strengths and weaknesses. And in its core, it actually has a lot of heart. The thing you have to remember while watching this movie is that the patients are just people and not to be sheep to be ordered around. Also, on the technical side, I love the framing in this film. I love the way Milos uses push-ins and subtle at times with, say, a dolly push-in slowly, which you don't notice is from a medium wide into a nice close-up, and the use of close-ups in general in this movie just to see the character faces. You get Christopher Lloyd, who we know from Back to the Future movies. He's very expressive with his face, and a lot of the characters in this film, that's why they've been cast. They're very expressive, and sort of the main antithesis of this is Chief. He's basically acting the whole time. He's acting basically like a plank of wood, but as we come to learn the movie, it's all an act, and he becomes good friends with Jack Nicholson's character. By the end of the film, their relationship comes to a point where he needs to act, and he does, and with no hesitation. And that's probably the most heartening scene, is right at the end of this movie. It's been parodied before. Just in final thoughts, this is definitely a must watch. I'm not sure, like I've said before, I haven't read the book, but in my opinion, this is one of my favourite films, which I occasionally pull out from time to time. I hope you guys do too, and we'll catch you later. Cheers.